They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the biggest nightmare you've ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
We are here, and we should be afraid.
Very afraid this time. Shit. This is an intense one right off the bat for Christmas, at least.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
happy season of I don't know, murder, I guess, because this is not anything jolly.
Happy Christmas.
Merry
Chrysler.
I love that video. Oh my god.
Me too. The girl from Vine. Oh god, I forgot her name, but she's funny.
I don't know. I have no idea what her name was. I just remember a couple of her videos, like
I think it's like Christine or Christy or Chris something, but I don't know. Which makes sense. Chrysler.
Oh yeah, she was funny. But yes, this is a Christmas theme gore fest. A lot of true crime this week, and it does not get any easier. If you tuned in with us Tuesday, Marlene was talking about the unfortunate story of the Close family, where the parents were murdered and the daughter at 13 was kidnapped for 3 months almost.
Oh, Jesus.
And today gets even worse.
Yeah, hooray.
Yeah, it's hard to even fathom that, but it definitely gets worse.
I'm going to try to sprinkle in some jokes here and there, but we'll see. This one's really rough.
It just got worse and worse as the story went on too. Like, it starts real rough and it gets even more rough and more worse.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is tonight we're talking about the Christmas Rampage that Richard Gene Simmons went on back in the 80s. And not the Gene Simmons, okay? Not the tongue guy.
The same guy, I thought, right? No? Damn. All right. Well, that's a little less to my story. I have some notes I have to remove. Like, he did not dress like a cat or anything.
He didn't paint a star on his face.
No branding whatsoever.
The country, singing songs about rocking and rolling all night or whatever.
Part of every day, I think, or something like that. Anyway, so this Ronald Simmons is from the beginning not a very good guy. I mean, at least to his family. Early years, from what I heard, it was nothing spectacular or nothing crazy. It was just dropping out of high school, joining the military. He did okay there. I mean, he served from 57 to 63 in the U.S. Navy and Air Force. U.S. Navy was from 57 to 63, and Air Force was 65 to 79. Yes.
Yeah, his father died when he was like 3 years old too. And I'm not sure when his mother remarried, but she remarried someone not long after. This guy was like an engineer in the Army or something crazy like that.
So yeah, not the best childhood, but not the worst. I mean,
yeah,
it does suck to lose a parent early, but a lot of people do it and don't murder multiple people afterwards.
Right. So. I mean, he was only 3 when he died too. So, unless there's some unknown trauma that we just don't know about, it doesn't really make sense why he did all this shit.
It really doesn't. And there is no explanation. The only things I heard was like he was very mean to people around him. If you were trying to be nice to him, he would just kind of glare at you until you left him alone. Just a very sour human being.
A wonderful human being that we run into all the time in normal life.
It's too true.
I really hate people like that. And I will say that publicly. I don't give a shit. I hate people that you're like super nice to them in public. Like I will tell a story actually. There's this cashier. I won't say where she works, but a local grocery store that we frequent quite often. And she would just say hi to Joey, just wave at him, say hello to him, and just completely dog me out. Like, didn't even acknowledge me, didn't even, like, acknowledge that I was standing right next to him. Like, that kind of shit is so weird to me. People like that are so weird. I don't get it.
See, that one sounds like she's just a jealous lady right there too. Like, it just she got issues. She needed to take care of herself. This guy's issues were, I'm gonna say probably a lot worse, because before anything got started with the Rampage itself, you also had him not being able to hold down jobs for being such a horrible person.
Yeah, sexually like harassing women at work.
At work, it's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking?
A lot of these men, oh my god. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So he joined the Navy after dropping out of high school.
Yes.
So he dropped out of school on it said September 5th of 1957 he joined the Navy. And he was stationed in Washington, which is where he met his wife, Becky. Somebody liked him, apparently.
Poor Becky.
Poor Becky.
Dumb lady, unfortunately.
She, you know what? She might have been one of those that he was easily, like, able to manipulate her. Because that's usually what happens in these situations. Like, men like this prey on women who are easily taken advantage of. Like, she might have been vulnerable. Maybe there was something about her that he deemed as like weak in his mind, because a lot of men like this usually like to get with women that they see as weak.
That's a good point. And, you know, this is a whole other topic, but it kind of fits about women who fall for serial killers, you know, the ones who write them letters and stuff and marry them.
My God. Let's talk about that one episode. Write it down.
Yeah. But for this particular case, there are some women who will attach themselves to men who have violent tendencies, thinking that they'll be the exception and that this person will protect them. It's a really old, like lizard part of our brain where it's like, this person is violent and he'll be violent for me if we're on the same team. You know, if I'm with him, then this person will protect me and hurt other people for me if I need to. So it's very pack mentality.
Very like primal.
Yeah, very primal. Yes. So maybe she just, you know, was a woman who wanted protection, you know, and just got in the wrong way. And then unfortunately,
you know, a lot of women are also drawn to men in like uniform and stuff too, which also kind of plays into that, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, some uniforms are not good. I will
be protected by a man in uniform. Shut up, Frankie.
Friggin' Frankie here in the comments being all
Speaking of Navy. Speaking of the Navy, he had to just show up, didn't he?
Of course. Whatever. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, he was in the Navy. He did well. He didn't. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of cases there.
A couple of wars and shit too, apparently.
Yeah. So
like a bronze medal for something, and then there was like sorry, I keep picking at my eye. I feel like there's a hair stuck to my eyelash, and I can't see it, but I can feel it.
I hate
sorry,
that.
It's very distracting. But yeah, he apparently did well serving the United States. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, I mean, maybe someone like that needs structure and someone to smack him around a little bit so he knew what it was like. Some people need that, honestly. Just a good smack in the face.
Yeah, that is true. And the
Maybe
berating and belittling from the what are those officers called?
For the Navy, Frankie, what officer would you have to answer to usually on a boat?
The ones who are super mean, screaming your face.
Oh, your drill sergeants.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I don't know why the word escaped me.
Would not be a bad thing, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way because he was still a piece of shit when he got out. What do you call it? It's just some people. I don't think there was any saving this guy. I don't think there was any changing his mind about what he was going to do.
Right. Hey, Frankie. Or Miguel, Goody's talking to you. Hey, Frankie.
I know he is. I know. I miss you, Goody. I miss you, brother. Hope you're doing well. But after this, I mean, he goes and has some kids, and unfortunately,
7 kids. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, a lot of kids, and one of them he ends up having a relationship with one of his older daughters, and when
you mean he raped her? Because
yeah,
I mean, let's be real about relationships with parents.
It's not.
Yeah. I hate the way that media portrays this kind of shit. I do have to go on a tangent really quick and say this because that pissed me off. She was not in a relationship with her father. No. Her father manipulated the fuck out of her and possibly raped her. And they produced a child together out of him just being super inappropriate and disgusting with his child. So I will say that.
It is very nice. Very nice. It's extremely
No, it's not nice. I know you hate this shit.
No, that's the good one, isn't it? Turn around.
The Jose Cuervo Tradicional.
That's the good one, yeah.
Really?
Oh, I thought that one is bad.
Okay.
Don't drink the Especial.
Okay. Cial, whatever.
Well, yeah, it's a big
difference. Whatever.
It's a big difference, woman. I will fight you tooth and nail on this one. What I won't do is defend this guy in court like he wanted his daughter to do, because even when he found out that she was going to testify against him, she wrote him he wrote her a letter saying that somehow he's broken her trust. And oh my gosh, it's bad.
I didn't even get like a deep dive into all of that. Like all I know is that April 3rd of 81, it's confirmed that he was being investigated by DHS in New Mexico because he was from Chicago, but he moved to Arkansas. And then after, he got into the Navy, he had to go to, he was in the Air Force, I believe, by this point. And he was in New Mexico. And he was being investigated by DHS in New Mexico with allegations of impregnating his 17-year-old daughter. And so that's why he moved back to Arkansas. Like, he literally, from what I heard, he fled the state. He uprooted his entire family because, oh shit, they're going to catch me being the grandpa daddy of this child. Ugh, that's fucking disgusting. Hey, which is why he got the nickname, the Hillbilly from Hell. Hillbilly being the emphasis, I think, on that phrase. But anyway, yeah, fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. Mm-hmm. And what was I going to say? But not only that, but he was starting to, but at least before what we're gonna get to the big part, was starting to not even let his wife drive her own car or anywhere by herself. She wasn't allowed to leave the house by herself. The kids weren't allowed to walk around by themselves. And what do you call it? And Joel, the wife kind of just accepted it because she didn't leave. She stayed with him.
You know what? In a lot of cases, unfortunately, these women are just so... I didn't read anything about him abusing his wife, but I guarantee either she really just didn't know or he manipulated her so fucking badly that she just was like, okay, I'll just hide. I got to protect my other kids. I got to protect whatever I can.
There's definitely signs that she knew because she was saving up to get a divorce. Like, in any case, like, you're gonna need money to live, especially if he's the one kind of working.
She was trying to even get a divorce from him just proves that he was just probably so fucking abusive.
Yeah,
but she knew
was scared to do it, probably.
Yeah. In a lot of cases, I have a friend who is going through currently. I won't give any more information than this, but she's currently going through a domestic violence situation. And she was manipulated so bad that it took her so long to even try to testify against him or try to get their child, full custody of their child. It's just, there's so much that goes into this kind of shit. And we'll see later exactly why she had every right to be afraid of him.
Oh God, yeah. And it's, like you said, it's very complicated. There's no super easy answer to it. You'd love to just say, get out of there, but sometimes you really can't just
Why
leave.
didn't you just leave?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe he had all of the bank account information in his name. I had no access to money. I don't have access to a fucking vehicle. I don't have access to any friends because he kept them isolated completely. The children were not allowed to socialize. She wasn't allowed to socialize. Like, that's what happens when you're trapped in an abusive relationship. Like, you are constantly met with the threat of death every day, possibly. Thank you. Yes, I do have killer hair. Sorry, God, this shit just irks me because it's really mostly like a crime against women. That's why I get so mad. It's like,
I don't know. This one was a crime against family because he murdered a lot of it.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep going on tangents, but
there's a lot of tangents in this story because, I mean, there's a lot to it. There's more violence than just the rampage itself. Even like there's more death. Could have been way more death if everything went his way. And we haven't got into it technically yet, but he found out she was trying to get the divorce, and he slowly, I'm guessing, built his plan from there because he went to Walmart. Bought himself his 22 back in the day when you can just get a handgun over at Walmart. I'm thinking there's some places in the country you still can.
Yeah, because this was Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas, I don't think they're the same like the same type of laws or whatever. Like in California, it takes 10 days so they can do their background checks and everything. It's like a 10-day wait period in California.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got tequila aquí. So cheers.
Gin is kind of an umbrella term just for alcohol to be there at some point. Same with gore. It's not about like showing gory stuff, but it's talking about stuff that might be related
That's
to.
a clever name that Miguel came up with. Okay.
Yeah, actually, technically, Frankie got that one because I was like, I want to make it rhyme, but I'll give it to him. I'll give him that one. Hey, Richard, how you doing, brother?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, he did okay. Then he messed up because he needs to give us some, what do you call it? Whiskey works. Whiskey plays. Tequila also plays. In fact, there's a new brand I gotta tell you about, Lauren.
Whiskey really makes me fucking like shit my pants, though. I can't do whiskey.
I saw her do it twice, and she just smelled the bottle. She was like, "Oh God!" and boom, just
boom, shat pants
everywhere.
Ugh, it was a nightmare.
And we were never let back to that Olive Garden again.
Well, I can't smoke in my house, or else I would.
Can't, but I can, and the only reason I'm not is because I was gonna wait for after the show because I have some work to do, and I have to be here longer. But I got like this very special one, the Meister de Saka, the Bewitched. Got this from Saka himself, so it was a nice gift.
That's really dope. Oh, yeah. Hang on to that for a minute.
I got two of them. Don't tell no one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
wow, look at you though, the fucking main man himself.
I know. It felt nice. I was like, this dude appreciates what we're doing. He's giving us cigars. I feel nice.
But yeah, we do the girls, we do the gore, we do the gin. Yeah, I do tequila nowadays because everything else makes me fucking shit myself.
It's true. So I started with the daiquiri and just not good. Oh my god. Yeah, actually, speaking of tequila, over the weekend.
Hi, Richard.
There was
I heard that story. Do you want to briefly tell them the story about the scorpion? Quick. Come on, I'm a Scorpio. Do it for me.
I ate a scorpion this weekend in my tequila. There was a baby scorpion they put in your shot, and if you drink it, you get a shirt. And I was like, I need another shirt because I'm a shirt.
Was it already dead or was it alive?
Oh, it was alive and squirming all the way down. No, I was kidding. It was dead. It was dead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, how the fuck are they able to do that if it's alive? They're killing people out here.
Be dead, yeah. Like, oh no, sting, 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 all the way down the throat, just dead. Oh man.
Oh god, that little murder lobster going down your throat.
I like that term. We need more murder lobsters in the world. But shit, back to topic. Okay, so
speaking of murder, let's go back to this motherfucker.
Yes, this guy is his own lobster of murder, but with a gun. Mainly a gun, but he also strangled people. Don't worry. So he gets his
murder claws right around the throat, like this.
Terrible, but wonderful. So he gets the gun, and the whole rampage actually starts on December 22nd, 1987, and it starts with his oldest, I believe his oldest son or his second oldest son.
Second oldest, I believe.
Yeah, who is in his 20s, and his wife, and they're the first two to be killed, both shot. And he actually had his kid the week before or so, like maybe like 2 weeks or a week before, dig a hole for what was going to be an outhouse, or at least what he told them. And
they supposedly called it a cesspit. From
I
what
guess that
I
makes
read,
sense
it was a cesspit because this house that they moved, they basically combined two mobile homes and put them together and created a house. So, and they didn't have indoor plumbing. So he was like, hey, go dig these 3 cesspits, and basically I'm going to make y'all shit in them. But that's not actually what happened.
No, they ended up just being shoved into him because he had a plan. He had a very thought out plan, which is just devious. Because after that, later the day, his younger kids, Loretta, Eddie, Marie, and Becky or Rebecca, were all coming back from school.
Marianne. Yes.
Marianne, sorry. Marianne, we're all coming back to school for their last day of school before
Christmas break. They're probably super excited.
Maybe got a couple like candies from school because they probably don't get that much at home and stuff. And
this shit fucking made me. I don't tear up usually a lot with these stories, but I teared up when I heard what he fucking said to them before they came in. He promised these children, these poor fucking kids, he promised that he was going to give them presents. He had surprises for them, but he had to give them to them individually. So one by one, he murdered his children, each of them left them in the car playing Christmas music with the promise that they would come in and get their fucking presents. And that fucking broke my heart.
Yeah. This one definitely.
I don't normally get like emotional on these shows like this. Oh fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
like
picked
I
this
said,
one.
Dude, I know, I did. I picked this one. And I regret it. No, but this shit made me really sad. Because these poor kids were just like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you fucking a present or whatever. I'm gonna give you your presents, and then just one by one fucking murders them. It's just really sad. It just fucking pissed me off.
It is one of the most brutal stories I think we've covered because This isn't
their
even
own father. Like, of course, you expect daddy's gonna be, oh shit, daddy's giving us presents, and then no, daddy's got other plans in mind, and that just really made me sad.
Yeah, and this is just what happened on the 22nd, guys. There's actually the next part of this jumps ahead a little bit on the calendar to the 26th of December, when the rest of the extended family, or not extended family, but his kids, his older kids and their families were going to come over for dinner. And it goes basically the same way. His son, William, and his wife and their daughter, their son. Yeah, this is
his
son.
wife, Renata, right?
Yeah, Renata.
Billy and Renata was his wife.
He ends up
their
shooting
almost 2-year-old son.
So they're the first to arrive, and he ends up killing them. And I think there's no more room in the latrine at this point, or on the septic. So they are put into a car for the time being. And then they're
basically put into the trunks, wrapped in plastic bags.
Yeah.
Think Kaylee Anthony just fucking dumped in a back seat of a car or the trunk of a car and left.
Oh yeah, but 3 times over again because there's more people. Ugh. So takes care of them. The next part of his family, the daughter he had been abusing, Sylvia. Sheila was the daughter that he was abusing, which we talked about earlier. The 17-year-old at the time when they fled to a different state. Turns out he did in fact impregnate his daughter, and he murdered that 7-year-old girl. And her new husband
was Sheila,
Dennis.
and he also murdered her husband Dennis. Correct. He shot the adults and strangled all the children.
Yeah, which they also had a son from Dennis and Sheila, Michael, which he was 1.
Poor baby Michael.
So that's 3 whole families in a span of one Christmas, time. And he's still not done. He waits for the 28th. He needed to wait for a weekday so businesses would be open. Then he goes
and do you want to know, everybody? Do you all want to know what he did this whole time while he was waiting for these businesses to open? He was at home after he had lined up all the bodies and put coats and blankets or tablecloth over them. He just covered them all up, lined them all up. Everybody else that he didn't put in a ditch or in the trunks of the cars, he lined them up. And he sat on his couch and he drank beer. He just got drunk and watched TV during this whole ordeal.
So he must have been an insane person. There's no way around it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that wasn't proven.
Well, I think he was. Did they end up executing him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he ended up getting the death penalty.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm glad he ended up getting put down because there's nothing else for him. There's nothing.
So let's go back a little bit to his work history.
Yeah, to the business.
Because that's going to actually fall into what happens to him at the end of this fucking thing. Aside from y'all knowing that he was put to death. You guys can be rest assured that he's dead. So we're good.
Yeah.
He worked for a little bit at what was it called? Woodline Motor Freight. He worked there for a little while after he retired from the military. He worked there, but he was fired after, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half of working there because, no, not fired, excuse me. He quit after he was being confronted with allegations of sexual harassment against the female employees.
Yeah.
So he was making sexual advances to these women at least one of them that we know of, because she was attacked later. He's basically just being disgusting towards them. And he quit after someone confronted him, whatever, basically. He went to work at another place, the Sinclair Mini Mart. It was like a, excuse me.
The one with the dinosaur in front.
Almost like, yeah, like a gas station, kind of, whatever.
Yeah.
He was also sexually harassing people there, but, you know, he just quit later. He wasn't confronted or anything, as far as I know. But he wanted to get his revenge. After killing his family, he wanted to get his revenge on these people that he had previously worked with.
Yeah, which is blows my mind how why did he need a revenge on people he was wronging already?
Yeah, it's so weird. And this comes like seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's mainly like the only really like moment where it's like, oh, he snapped was when his wife tried to leave him, but then why is he now angry at everybody?
Yeah.
I think he was just a horrible person, and if he knew he was going to go to jail or prison for hurting his wife, it may as well go. Everybody's going to go down with him.
Maybe
that's my only line of thought that I could think why he did all this.
Sorry, I wrote down a timeline, and I'm kind of going through everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So after he killed his family, he went to a law firm, because at this law firm, there was a woman there whose name was, oh shoot, where is it? Her name, I wrote it down. Her name was, oh shit.
Was this
Kathy Cribbins Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kathleen was her real name, but they called her Kathy.
Yeah.
Kathy Cribbins Kendrick worked at a law firm. Apparently, Richard had seen this woman and, you know, like they were acquaintances. He attempted to hit on her. He tried to make advances toward her, and she rejected him. So he was on a rampage that day towards anybody that had ever wronged him, like you mentioned. He went to the law firm where she worked, and he literally just shot her.
Yeah.
And he attempted to shoot at other people at the law firm, but they survived. He went to the oil company where his former, so Russell Taylor, they called him Rusty. Rusty owned the mini mart. But first, Richard went to the oil company where he worked. He owned the two businesses.
Yeah.
He went to fucking murder Russell Taylor. Because for whatever reason, we don't see, that's the thing. We don't even know why. Why did he go there to shoot him? For what?
I think he's just a rampage, just an angry person doing angry things.
Crazy, because this guy had nothing to do with him harassing this woman. He just owned the mini mart where he worked and this random oil company.
Yeah.
So he went to shoot him, and then he shot and wounded him, but he killed a bystander. Literally just somebody else who worked at the company and didn't have anything to do with this guy's rage or anything. His name was James David Chafin.
Yeah. Who
basically was just at the wrong place, the wrong time. Like, he had nothing to do with any of this. Unfortunate. After this happened, same day, he went over to the Sinclair Mini Mart, and he shot and wounded 2 clerks working there. I don't know if he was attempting to kill them. He was just shooting at them. So then he went to that Woodland Freight Company, finally, where he had resigned from. And he was also sexually harassing women at that place. But he went back and he shot and wounded the female supervisor there. I don't know her name. It wasn't listed.
Oh no! That was
a
money accountant. Oh my goodness, what was her name? Because it had to do with money.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look it up definitely, because I'm curious about that. I don't think I got quite enough information.
I know I saw it somewhere, and Julie Money.
Oh,
she was there.
It's just her name, just Money. Is that why?
That's her last name is Money. Her name was
Julie
Money.
Money, accounting, Money.
She was bookkeeper, so she's accounting.
Okay, sorry, that made me laugh. She works in accounting, and her name is Money.
That blows my mind.
How fucking bizarre is that? Sorry, I gotta say it. That's weird. How lucky.
It was, but she's alive, so at least she was. She went through that.
I'm saying, like, how fucking lucky is this woman?
Call it. She's Money. That's what she is. I want to marry into a Money family. I'm cool with that. I want to marry Mrs. Money or Miss Money.
Hey, you know what? Even if you have the name and no money, you could turn it into something.
I think so.
Look at all these rappers who had no money, who called themselves something money, and they turned it into money. Look at that.
They call themselves really stupid names nowadays. I'm Little Xanax. Oh.
Lil Yachty. Did he own a yacht? How many yachts did he own?
No,
how much were they worth? I don't know. I just feel like it's a manifestation tool. I think maybe they didn't have the things before and now they have them. So if you call yourself, I could call myself Lauren Money. And maybe I might manifest money. I don't know.
I like the way that works. I'm with Mark, though. I have no problem marrying up. So if there is a Mrs. Owner of Country, I don't care what country it is.
Mrs. President.
Yeah, I'm down.
Mrs. Secretary of State.
Heck yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Mrs. State Rep. I don't know. What other positions are making millions of dollars for not doing the job but doing other things?
Dictator, I guess, or spokesperson for evil corporation, perhaps. Whatever it is, I'm down.
Political jokes.
Oh gosh. But so yeah, she did live, and I think not like it's unfortunate, but it's also fortunately like James was the last actual murder, right? Like everybody else lived from him either shooting at them or hitting somebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's
unfortunately he was, like I said, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He went to the Sinclair Mini Mart and shot and wounded too. Yeah, basically when he was at the freight company, though. Wait, no, he went to the Mini Mart first, and then he went to the freight company, because that's where he essentially told, at gunpoint, he held up an employee and told them to call the police.
Yeah.
And the police showed up, and he like willingly handed over the firearm. He just let himself go and just with no fight.
Another insane thing. Like, not that it's insane to give yourself up to the police. If you're doing something bad, turn yourself in. But of
course, please.
How he did it is just, oh my God. And
fucking weird, right?
From everything he's
done.
Up
an employee telling them call the police and turn me in.
Yeah. From
Wait,
past
Why
experiences.
Did you have to hold the gun up to them? Like,
oh, I would still hold a gun up. Like, oh, give me a diet soda. I would still hold a gun to someone.
Well, you want the Coke Zero. That's you.
I get that. Like, that part I understand. Like, if it's
how the fuck do you say that shit? Say it really quick for everybody who has no idea what I'm talking about.
Wait, one more time.
Just say the phrase.
Like, Coke Zero? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm having an okay day. And I got a Coke Zero from the gas station. Raise the roof. Oh my goodness. He is incorrigible. Oh. Oh, goddamn! I love that.
I just had to have you say it for everyone.
Yes, I love that. I love Easy A. Such a good movie. But past experience with this guy is he tries to get away. He tries to get away with what he does bad, and because he took his entire family and ran before they could actually charge him with anything. So that fell apart, and he got away the first time. That was for the sexual misconduct with his daughter.
Yes.
But this next time, oh my God!
Away.
I mean, he was just done with the world, I guess.
It fucking sucks because if he would have just been arrested for raping his daughter, those 16 people that he murdered would have been alive to this day.
Yeah, at least quite a few of them.
Or at least 15, because at most I could think of him maybe murdering the daughter that accused him of molesting.
But if he would have went to prison, I mean, the oldest victim was 46, his wife, and this was 87. So what is that? 20 years, something like that. 25 years or something like that. So she could be around today if he would have been put behind bars when he should have been. But yeah, he booked it and got away with it basically until this happened. And
you know what? Honestly, though, from everything that we've read and studied and done any research on this show about, is if people are willing to sexually assault children, they are already on the path to murder.
Yeah.
Because literally once you hurt a child, you have no morals left. You're literally willing to do anything it takes to just gratify yourself in any way that you can. And most of these men, and let's be real, they're mostly men. Most of these men murder after they sexually assault children. That's why I think that any person who hurts a child in any way, just fucking kill them. That's my opinion. Fuck them. They're done. Or anybody that starts to fucking string up animals or do anything like that as kids, lock them up. Lock them up. They're going to get worse. They're going to get worse. Either lock them up or put them in therapy and lock them up.
There is a documentary, Sex Lies and Sex Offenders, interview with the sexual versus non-sexual sadism. And one of them is a violent offender who was abusing his stepson at the time. And he admits, like, while they're interviewing him, that it was just a couple months out before he was going to try to kill the child because that's what he wanted to do next. Like, that's just... It's that slope is going that way. You're absolutely right. It's just there's no turning back, and sometimes people need to be put away forever, or however you have to do it to keep them away from people.
Yeah, that's it. Once even if you're just physically touching a child in a way that you shouldn't touch them, that is going to escalate. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You and I both have done enough research on this show to know that it only gets worse. They start with maybe touching people inappropriately or children that they shouldn't touch. And then it escalates to maybe hurting animals. And then it escalates to them killing animals. And then it escalates to them maybe assaulting people or robbing stores. And then it escalates to them physically fucking really assaulting somebody, like almost killing them. And then it escalates to them being serial killers. Like, I'm telling you, if people are hurting animals, they are going to hurt people. And that's just something that it just happens. Like, I don't know why we're not arresting people and locking them up for good when they start neglecting and hurting animals. That
is a good documentary.
The Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah. That's a really it shows the escalation like perfectly. And I don't think that everybody who like hurts animals as a kid is going to end up killing. You really need to get help.
Intentionally. When you hurt animals as a child,
need to get help. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think
sometimes kids accidentally kill their hamster. I get it. Sometimes kids don't understand, like, hey, if you do this, like if you bend a cat a certain way, you're gonna break its neck. Like some kids, yes, that's the parent's job.
Yeah.
You need to teach them how to respect life, essentially.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
But when it escalates further into this child is purposely putting kittens in cans and rolling them down the hill to see what happens, like that's not okay. Like those kids are gonna be fucking serial killers.
You need to check that stuff as early as possible because it will just build.
Right,
There's no other way around it. You can't plant something in a certain area and expect the outcome to be different because you think it'll go away, the weeds around it. You got to help it out.
Right. Parents just need to be paying attention to their children.
Yeah. Sometimes people need, a lot of therapy, a lot of classes and courses, a lot of medication. There is help, but at a certain point, you cannot go back. Right. As soon as you hurt people, you can't go back.
I think eventually on the show, we're going to start putting like the help crisis phone numbers at the bottom of the screen.
I need to be an episode of just like resources and like have that saved somewhere.
I'm actually not opposed to that because we do a lot of crazy shit on this show. And I think people love this kind of stuff, but also maybe a little bit of information on how, we can help people might need to be put out as well.
I'm also with Joel though. Moles, they don't count. Moles.
Wait, moles? Like, I don't know.
No. The ones that dig. I'm sorry for all those people who are going to be upset with this, but ferrets also don't count. Ferrets are disgusting dirt creatures. I hate ferrets.
What?
They're ugly and they shit everywhere, and they cost a lot of money when they get sick. And they're dumb animals that eat they eat this little tiniest little thing on your floor of like a straw wrapper, and then they can't shit anymore because they're basically.
Did you have a bad experience?
They're ugly. And they're like.
You had a bad experience. Okay,
I've only been around one ferret one time, and I hated it. They're disgusting things. Like this person's telling me, like, oh yeah, they shit everywhere. Like the Menendez brothers, they had a ferret and that shit everywhere.
I love ferrets. I will not stand for this ferret slander.
Ferrets
I will not
try
stand.
to eat the dude's penis off in the Great Lebowski or the Big Lebowski.
Maybe that's that dude's fucking fault.
Oh, yeah, the dude does not.
Maybe his ferrets were not stimulated enough.
They were used as attack ferrets. Okay, no, ferrets are disgusting creatures. They have no purpose in this world other than.
I love them. They're like wiener dogs, but for cats.
And
they're basically like wiener dog cats.
Wiener dog cats. No, it's like a wiener dog rat. It's a rat creature because cats are cool. Yeah, ferrets. No. I'm throwing that to the side here.
Anyway,
I will say this though: he did get arrested. He did get charged with 16 counts of murder. He ended up getting 14 counts of murder. Because the other two were in a different jurisdiction, technically,
right?
And he got sentenced to death plus, I think, like
he murdered 16 people and 16 injured, people. I believe. I think 4 others.
4 more, yeah.
But thank the gods, those people, that woman, oh my god, who literally felt the heat of the bullet passing by her head and definitely like ducked just in time. Yeah. That poor woman. I cannot imagine how fucking traumatized she is.
I think it was so close that he thought he shot her in the head, so he just left. But if she wouldn't have fallen over when she did, like, let's say it just...
He said she darted out of the way and just laid on the ground. And so if he would have come over and try to dead check her, she would definitely be dead. But thank the gods she had the smarts to just, or the instincts to just dive over and I don't know if she pretended to be dead. That would have been me. Like, I'm just gonna fake like I'm dead. I'm gonna keep my eyes open and do like the weird maybe not the tongue, but like
perfect. Did you learn that from a ferret?
Huh?
Did you learn that from a ferret? Ferret acting right
well,
there.
the ferrets are more like...
They're more like little gross creatures.
Okay, you hate ferrets. We know.
I hate ferrets.
We get it.
Hate them. Anyway,
okay, real quick. I do want to say the day of his verdict, he assaulted the prosecutor, John Bynum. It's noted that he was probably trying to get the prosecutor's gun.
Yep.
And they tackled the shit out of him or whatever, like, which is weird. I don't think he would have killed anybody else. I think he was trying to off himself. He was trying to grab the gun and kill himself before he could do time. Because he seems like a selfish motherfucker who would do that.
He wants to take that little bit of satisfaction away from everybody.
Right. He probably he would have wanted to take out as many people as he could to just be an asshole. It could have worked out either way.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to shoot himself to like give himself some sort of boost. Like, I got to take myself out. I'm not gonna whatever. But at the same time, he wasn't like really fighting his death penalty. He wasn't trying to appeal anything. He wasn't trying to like fight it. Maybe he wanted it as quickly as possible.
That's exactly what he said. He waived his rights to any appeals. Yeah. He asked that nobody try to appeal for him because there are certain death penalty proponents who will go in and advocate for people not to be put to death. And he asked nobody to do that for him, and he wanted to be expedited as quickly as possible.
People were mad about that. Inmates were pissed off about that, by the way. Wow, I will say, inmates were mad because they felt like it could sort of influence the way that their cases were handled. It might influence their chances of getting appealed.
That is one of the things that is very prevalent in our courts, is that when one thing is used in one case, that sets precedents for later down the road, which is why a lot of judges throw things out. They're like, you're not going to use this now for someone to use it later against somebody in a more innocent setting or in a different circumstance. Which is why certain, like, there's a few lawyers who talk about this where they throw defenses out there for killers or for people just for them to get thrown out, so it'll set a precedence later on, which is as close to a good thing as you possibly can do. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they will like use a really shitty defense that like is bad for this, but might help somebody else later who's a bad person. So like, well, now you can't use that. Sorry.
It makes sense why they publicize the this versus this person or whatever they do.
Exactly.
So that this could be used as an example. And that's very true because I've heard judges use that in the past. This versus, according to this versus this, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like you cannot argue this because of this previous case that we've.
There's a legal precedent set and we will not. Yeah. It's
that is fucking crazy.
It's interesting. But he did get put to death by Bill Clinton, of all people.
Yeah, I know. Bill Clinton on June 25th, 1990. This motherfucker was put to death by lethal injection after Bill Clinton signed the paper saying basically, fucking kill this bitch. One good thing Bill Clinton did.
So I was gonna say, damn it, yeah. One of the very few things he actually got right, besides liking McDonald's French fries.
Or I was gonna say, like, aside from like the saxophone.
Oh no, okay, yeah, 100% true.
Uh,
But this is a draining episode because it's just so horrible. Like even though that he got put to death, it's not enough. It's not enough.
I know those poor children. There was 2 and 3-year-olds. There were 7, 8-year-olds. Like, yeah, go through the whole toll. Like, these poor people. If you guys are in Arkansas and you are able to get access to their graves, please go take these people flowers if you can. From now on, I'm going to encourage our viewers to please go and
I think that's correct.
Talking about Bill Clinton.
between bouts of fun with Monica Lewinsky, he decided to go do something right.
Allegedly.
No, it totally happened. That lady, she was all blah, 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 blah.
I know. Didn't she have like a weird stain on one of her dresses?
She was a weird stain. It's a weird stain of a lady. But
you know what? I don't blame her. She was 23 years old.
At the president of the United States. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody who manipulated the shit out of her with his. He was a powerful dude.
Yeah.
And he manipulated this 20-something-year-old girl who didn't know what the fuck was going to happen, didn't know that this man could totally manipulate the story and throw her under the bus in front of millions and millions of people.
As is the American way. So
that makes me so mad. I don't hate Monica Lewinsky.
I don't care
feel
about
really
her
bad
way.
for her.
I don't feel either way. Like
I feel bad for her, but okay, that's just because I hate Bill Clinton, by the way.
That's fair. Yeah, because he is a piece of shit.
Maybe, yeah, he's a piece of shit. So,
call it.
He allegedly liked 17-year-olds.
In
and
his
we'll get into that when we do a further deep dive, maybe on the Epstein thing, because
that wouldn't be a bad idea to do a little bit of update to see if any more stuff has come out, because
there's an update on the Ghislaine trial, and we will talk about that soon.
We got to touch on that. We definitely have to touch on that. But for now,
thank
guys,
you everybody for watching and listening.
Let's do something happier next week, or at least funner. Let's do some Christmas horror movies. Yeah. let's do some.
We actually do have one on the books for next week, you guys. A horror film. Hooray!
Do you want to do one or two? Because Violent Night just came out too, and that was good.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, shit.
We could save it. We could save it.
We'll talk about it because there's another topic that I really wanted to get into, and there's only a couple more days before this year, a couple more weeks rather, before this year is over, and there's only so many there's only so many topics we can talk about before the year's over. So
it's true. I want to fit them in. Someone in there.
We will talk about the Clintons maybe this upcoming year. It's gonna have to be an episode with AZ and us. Like,
that's gonna be like
all have to be in on it and talk about it. Like, it's probably gonna be like a 4-parter.
That's gonna be like on the Patreon or something, so that it doesn't go everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't want to get murdered
for sure.
Again, like Joel said, I am not at all sad. I'm not falling off any bridges anytime soon.
Joel is my childhood friend. He's actually the owner/founder of Luxography in Texas.
Hey, brother.
So
I know Joel.
You did meet him. He's my childhood friend, which is so weird. Seeing him all adult and doing photography and stuff. So if you're in Texas, look up Joel. He's amazing. I work with him. We'll post some stuff with him soon. But yeah, oh shit. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, people. We're gonna clear out for now. I want to hear that other topic, but we're gonna do that off camera. So you guys just get ready for Christmas horror next week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, ghouls.
Bye, people.